FJB.
Yep. Self-explanatory. These are my other toys. I've had this thing for, geez, 05 I got this car. I've had this thing forever.
What year is it?
90.
Nice.
Yeah.
Original paint?
Yeah.
That's
Twilight
clean.
blue it's called.
Twilight blue?
Twilight, yep. It looks like a midnight blue. In the dark it usually looks black, to be honest.
This looks pretty similar to what's on the crew cab.
Yeah.
They had subtle changes over the years. They renamed them, changed the codes, but they're
colors
pretty similar.
Usually stay the same. Yeah. This was a popular color on the Thunderbirds too, I know, and it was similar but not the same to the Eddie Bauer blue. I don't remember what that. I mean, I had the truck that you sold me. I don't remember the color name though.
Oh, caddy. What year is that caddy?
88.
We just worked on an 88 just yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, up in the North Country. It was a Buick, or
similar then?
no, it wasn't Buick. What was this? Chrysler.
Chrysler, yeah.
LeBaron. 27 years of sitting.
I do like a good.
We're gonna have a video out on that. It's gonna be a long-term revival project for a young feller.
Perfect.
So try to get as many people into saving the best stuff. And we'll actually have something to drive, because I don't know about the new stuff. It's not gonna last.
It's junk. Same with this Mustang. And this Cadillac actually too. The Mustang was sitting in a garage buried under boxes. It hadn't ran in years. And we were doing a job. And I peeked in the window of the garage and I saw that badge on the fender.
Oh, you knew right away.
I knew exactly what this car was. And I said to my dad, can you get the guy to open the door? I want to see that car in there. And the guy, oh yeah, no problem. Pops the door open. The top's got a huge tear in it. The car was just, it had, actually another friend of mine does paintless dent removal. He popped 24 dents out of this car.
Wow.
So, and one of my main goals is to preserve the original paint.
Absolutely.
So, and it's never seen winter. It's never seen salt. So this car, I've took this thing a long, long way.
They're only original once.
Yep. I guess this is actually, I've got a Marty report on it. It was one of 311 in Twilight Blue 5-liter for 90. And then they didn't make the color for many more years after that. The interior, the seat had a rip in it. So I had the original seat mended and you could never tell. New carpet. Most of it is original. The top is not original. The top obviously had a huge tear in it. So that was replaced.
What kind of miles are on it?
92,000.
It's pretty low.
Yeah, I drove the shit out of it when I was younger. So I got it in 05. So
it was probably closer to 50 when you got it.
76 it had.
76, okay.
Yeah. But we drove this thing every night. We used to. It was never parked, put it that way.
Because I know Henry's Highway, I'd probably put 25,000 miles on that truck.
Now this is, their engine's original and everything, so I did a trick flow top end kit. Heads, stage 1 cam.
Cobra intake, or?
Yeah, original 93 intake. I don't know why, but I had to have that years ago. So, trans I had rebuilt because I think second gear started popping out. Center force, clutch, Pro 5.0 shifter, 373 gears. All the goodies. It's lowered.
Yeah, what do you got going on here with the struts?
Those are those caster camber plates. You have to put those on when you lower the car.
Okay.
The original plates, you can't use them. I can't remember now anymore. They're non-adjustable, I think.
You've got this factory style boot.
Yep, I make sure they all got them. All my Fords, even I add them on the F-150s, the Crown Victoria.
Now, is that mostly for just to keep any type of moisture out of the cap?
I think so. I just think they look nice.
Yeah.
So I love this car. I've had this, like I said, so long. I don't think I could ever sell it.
It's nice. I actually prefer an LX over a GT.
Me too. Yeah.
Always wanted a notch, but there's still time.
I love every day. I love the convertible more and more now too.
Yeah.
It's nice to drop the top. You're not racing. You know, who the hell's racing 24/7 where you need a rigid coupe? It's not necessary. The convertible's awesome. Hear the exhaust, like not. Once you have a convertible with the exhaust like that, I could never not have one.
I think some of these cars and trucks here and some of the later stuff is just some of the best vehicles ever made. You had all the modern amenities and they were easy to work on. You know, you can like Mark did, take this truck completely apart, do every single nut and bolt, put it back together, and I would prefer to have something like this over a brand new truck.
Yep, it's anybody could do it too.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. You just can't be lazy and just do it.
Yeah.
It's just, that's all it comes down to, is doing the work.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? It's fun watching it.
Watching it grow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically. And once you start moving, though, you get the bug in your ass that you gotta complete it.
So I've seen a couple caddies around here, and we all know that Cadillac was formed by Ford, right?
Yes.
So we have to throw that one out there. But
Maybe that's why I like them so much.
It's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
I do. All right, so tell me a little bit about this here, this old RUPP.
It's a 69 RUPP GOAT is the model. 5 horsepower Tecumseh. And this is basically all original except for the rear tire tube I think I had to change. And then it needed points and condenser, I want to say I put in it. And other than that, it is completely 150% original. And it runs like brand new.
So this is what was around back before all the Hondas then.
Yep. Right, I don't know exactly when. I never followed the Honda stuff. I do want to buy a mini trail, but this is just probably a couple of years prior to a mini trail.
So I know I've told you over the years we had a later RUPP growing up, and it was a tank.
Yeah.
I mean, it was whooped. It's probably long gone.
Probably.
Came back as a Kia or something. But
Yeah, it's a
This-
Toyota.
yeah, it's a Toyota. This one's in great shape.
2-speed. This has a neat story too. The I got it from a lady in South Buffalo, and her brother received this on his 6th birthday and only rode it for a small amount of time and dumped it, and it got put in the basement, and that was it. So there's a scuff, and I left the scuff on it alone.
Oh, okay.
I haven't touched up anything on this bike, so I left the scuff alone.
He laid it down, and that
Yep.
was it.
So it's dirty.
Yep. I've bought a couple 4-wheelers like that over the years.
Yep. So, and it has, from what I believe her story, it does not have much use on it.
It's in great shape for the year.
You don't see them with the original seats either. Actually, I don't ride it. I don't want to sit on it and ruin the seat. I like it how it is.
Right.
I don't want to destroy it. But I do. I at least will put it around once in the summer to get it going, and here and there. I had this at Motorama a couple of years ago. People were going crazy over it. We put it in the back of my buddy's truck.
Man, the attention to detail they had back in the day is just unreal.
Yeah. The stuff now is such garbage.
Yeah, they didn't cheap out. I mean, they chromed everything
The
on
grip,
this.
the grip is, you could tell that there's quality into that.
Solid.
Yeah, even the tank is neat. The high pipe is cool. All original. The paint is on the motor. That's never been redone. Nothing's been redone on that bike.
So all this paint on the frame,
All original. Yep.
these pegs are like brand new.
Yep. It's all original. Actually, it didn't have a kill switch. We added the kill switch, but I bought a RUPP kill switch. So the zip ties and the kill switch are not original to the bike. But other than that, I mean, everything is original on it. I cleaned it. It was very dirty and just from sitting. The tires were flat when I got it.
I even like the cast and the wheels.
Like a turbine or something. Yeah. They're really neat. This has got to be it's definitely one of my most prized possessions.
I love it. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a kid and this is something that
I could.
you would ride being brand new back in, late 60s, early 70s over the years. And the motor sticks out.
I know. Feel it.
The motor sticks out so
it's
far.
heavier on the right side. If you take the bike off its balance point,
oh yeah,
it wants to topple right over it.
Well, that's why he laid it down on this side.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have the core strength, I mean, it's going to want to naturally fall.
And I don't let my nephews. I have not let my nephews ride it yet because when it's got that 2-speed jack shaft, when it kicks second gear, it will pick up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't pick me up, but you can tell.
I remember that.
Yeah, it will. It is violent. Apparently, I forget the story, but they only made the GOAT either because it has the bigger 5-horse. They only made it in '69 or it was '68 and '9 because kids were getting injured on them. They pulled production.
It seems to be the way it goes.
And I've had a couple of these now, but this one I will not sell.
Have you worked any of the chrome? Have you ran SOS over it, or
I
is that
SOS'd it? Yep.
Okay,
That's
you have.
it though. And this hasn't been. I don't get it wet anymore. There's no point to wash it down. But I did give it a thorough scrub. The tires are even original.
The paint looks amazing. The chrome is in amazing shape for its age.
This is definitely a survivor. For sure.
I would say absolutely.
That's why I don't let anybody ride it. It's not worth.
We're not going to take it out in the rain right now.
No.
All right.
If it was a nice day, you could ride it. But it's not.
I wouldn't take this out in the rain. It's too clean. It's made it too long.
Yeah, that's why I know my nephews will either get hurt or ruin the bike, so they're not allowed to ride it.
Well, it doesn't take much on this stuff, if you're a smaller guy and or girl, and
yeah, it's violent.
It's
violent for sure.
When you look at it head on, look at that motor. I mean, it's all it's quite a bit of cast and quite a bit of parts hanging off your right side. So
I love the design. The shape of it is even like kind of alien looking. It's cool.
Well, it's got a cool look to it.
Yeah.
With the Springer front end and the way the fender flares are.
It looks fast sitting still.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And like you said, the turbine wheels are neat.
Yeah.
I just like this thing a lot.
It's almost got a natural hot rod look to it right out of the box.
Hot rod.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they were going for. Make it aesthetically pleasing.
And exhaust.
It did the trick. It looks good. I mean, even all these years later. Even putting RUPP on the back of the seat.
Yeah, that's how you know the seats are original. See how
detail.
Yeah, this is not they when they make them now they're white. The piping. See how this is a metallic.
Yeah.
And it's yellow, obviously from age.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so that would have been clear back in the day before the UV rays and all that got to it.
Yeah. So from what I was told, it was sat in the basement since somewhere from like 70 on.
Look at that tire, it's mint. It's not even dry rotted. They just built stuff so much better back in the day.
Not like the garbage today.
All right, what do we have here, Mark?
A Terminator.
What is a Terminator?
03 or 04 Cobra.
So what's so special about this from a different Cobra?
The 2003 and 2004 had some goodies inside the motor along with a supercharger. This is probably one of the, best cars ever created in my opinion.
And it's a vert too.
Yep, I have to have it. The seats are, they have that, I don't know if it's suede or Alcantara, I don't know what that is, but the steering wheel is, I think it's double wrapped leather. Pull the light switch. See how everything glows?
Yeah.
Really cool.
160 tack or 160 speedo.
Yep. So the Cobra has cloth top instead of a vinyl top like a normal Mustang would have. These inserts are unique to a Cobra. The bottom rocker molding is special to Cobra. These rims were on the Terminators only. Independent rear suspension. The spoiler, the rear bumper is Cobra only. Front bumper, Terminator only.
You see a lot of clones,
Yeah, you
and they're pretty easy to tell.
mirrors are Cobra only. Yeah, and they're two pieces and they fold. The hood is Cobra only. Actually, wipers are Cobra only with those little wind flaps. I guess most of them have been discarded, and I was happy to see my car actually had them still.
And you just got this one, so
Yep.
you haven't
I have not.
put your touches on it
I've
yet.
only had it about a week. The only thing that I've done so far is Flowmaster catback.
It's clean.
Yeah, she
Really clean.
I bought this sight unseen, and talking to the owner, I had a good feeling about this car, and that's why I went with this particular car.
You got to go with your gut.
Yeah, I based it off of. It may sound silly, but the driver's seat. I wanted one that had minimal wear on the driver's chair, and I felt like that would reflect the condition of the entire car, because every other car I've looked at, the seats were destroyed. The suede was destroyed. The bolster is all molested looking, and this car, the seat was like brand new in it. So I figured and after chatting with the owner, he told me he never wore jeans in this car. He'd pick himself up, not slide in and out of it, and I had a good feeling about this car. He was very meticulous about it.
It shows.
Yeah.
I mean, this car looks brand new.
And it's got 33,000 miles on it.
You couldn't hardly tell.
No, it definitely.
The paint doesn't look like he's ever washed it with anything but the likes of a microfiber. I mean, it's spotless.
Yeah, it's.
And you haven't even gone through it.
No, very little I've done. I did put a Flowmaster catback on it a couple days ago. So this was all spotless clean. I dialed this in a little bit.
Okay.
The edges around, but I haven't touched the engine or nothing. I didn't want to spray anything. I switched the battery cable. That was about all I've done yet. So, see how the hood says Cobra? Or the, whatever that is?
The heat shield.
Yeah. That's unique to these 03, 04.
I would say you're correct with going off of the interior, especially on something that has a specific seat. It does tell the history of the car.
Yeah.
Driver's seat, first thing to go on something that's
Yeah.
been abused.
And it's not as, like the OBS trucks, you didn't see my trailer, but I have a trailer full of parts. I collect the 40/20/40s.
Right, so
And
they're easy to
I
swap.
have them, yep. Now they're a little harder to find. I'm glad I hoarded them when I could.
Me too. I've actually had to pull out of that trailer a couple times for some of my trucks over the years. But you're not going to come across
No.
a mint Cobra seat.
And they're way too much money when, people ask what they're asking because you can get it, And it's still, I like that this is, SVT numbers them, so there's not a million of these out there floating around like the other Mustangs and stuff.
So do you know offhand how many of these that they made?
I think in 03 they made 8,900.
$8,900. Okay.
Coupe and convertible. And then 04 they made, I don't know 100%, they made a lot less though. I think they're in the 4,000 to 5,000 range.
So you can run the Marty on this.
Yeah, I ordered one. I haven't got it yet.
Okay, Marty hasn't showed up yet.
Nope. There's 400 and I can't remember. Around 460 Red Fire convertibles.
That Red Fire is a beautiful color.
I wasn't completely sold with it. Like I said, I bought this car more for condition. I wasn't completely sold, but after seeing this thing glowing, you should see it in the sunlight.
Is this an 04 then?
3.
03?
Yeah.
See, these had what I think are the best looking headlights that they had.
I agree.
In that style. And the SVTs also had a different front bumper on them as well too, right?
Cobra only bumper. And this car should have the running pony in the center of the grill, but the guy changed that. And I do like the Cobra snake.
This looks very similar to a 93 Fox body Cobra, where that's the only Fox body that has it cut out here.
Yeah, that's how these work. They don't have the honeycomb grill like the GTs had.
Right. My brother has one of those, and that was one thing on there that looked really sharp on.
Does Carl still have the 93?
He still has the 93. Nice. He's got another newer Shelby, but he's not letting go of that Fox body Cobra, and I don't blame him. That's an awesome car.
I used to remember seeing him rip around here with that car.
That car's a sleeper.
Disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
That was a nice car.
Just keeping them on their toes. That's all you got to do.
That was a good looking car too. I want to do a couple miles, but I'm not going to take this overboard. I want more of a vehicle that I can enjoy, not overdoing anything.
So this is probably going to be one of the most stock ones you have.
It's definitely, without a doubt, it is. When I acquired it last week, the only modifications it had is the antenna is a shorty, and the badge in the front was changed to the Cobra, and that's it.
Now, that was just a K&N sticker on there for the filter? Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing that it had. It's a K&N drop-in filter, antenna, and emblem.
And now it has just mufflers on it?
Flowmaster cat back, yep.
Okay.
And I removed, there's no cutting, no nothing, and it's actually super easy to change.
You said something, you were looking for an X pipe for one of these.
H.
H-pipe.
Yep, H-pipe for it.
Okay.
I want it to be louder.
So, if anybody knows of an H-pipe for one of these,
that's on my list.
Plug it in the comments, because Mark would like to have an H-pipe, and I think this car would sound really good with
Off-road
it.
H.
Off-road H.
I've been looking for a Torino for a long time, and I wanted to purchase this particular car I knew about from a friend of mine, and I wanted to purchase this for my dad. And the timeline never worked out, and my dad had passed on, and not even more than probably 5 or 6 months after that, my friend called me and he goes, "It's time to sell the car." And I said, well, long story short, I didn't really care if I bought it or not at that point.
Right.
So, but he wanted me to have it, so we made a deal on it, and this was another one of my revivals, I would say. That
I remember seeing pictures of this car when you first acquired it, and it's definitely night and day from where it's at right now.
Yeah, it was pretty sad when I got it.
It's all original paint on this car?
Nope, this was a Wimbledon white car.
Okay.
White on white interior. It was a bench seat car. Now it's got the buckets. So white on white, Wimbledon white was one of 81 cars.
Now, is this a 5-speed in here?
Now it is.
Now it is?
Now it is.
Is it a ZF or what is it?
No, it's a T5.
T5, okay.
Yep. So after I did the floor, I started driving the car, and within, I would say, 20 miles, I lost second gear. So I ended up buying a 1990 Fox body, and since this has got a Windsor in it, I stole the transmission out of that car and bell housing.
Same bell housing on
Yep,
it?
stole the bell housing, transmission, and some other miscellaneous pieces. And I started my T5 conversion. So I bought original Torino pedals, Fairlane Torino. I think the dome light will come on if you open the door.
Watch that Cobra.
Is it? Yep, there you go. So those are... Yep.
Original pedals, original style, or?
Yep, they were, I think I got them from one of the big Torino guys. Actually, I got them at Spring Carlisle.
Nice.
So I replaced the trim rings on each pedal was worn out, so I replaced those, and it has a hydraulic slave cylinder now, and then it's got a Pro 5.0 short toe shifter. I put the rally pack gauges in it. I changed the dashboard, fresh carpet, fresh vinyl seats, headliners original, door panels are original.
Headliner's in great shape for
Yeah,
being
it is.
original.
I can't believe it because there was, you should see the, well, you know, you saw it, but the, I think a raccoon was living in this car because it had no floor in it. It had, the carpet was mostly removed in the,
Oh, it was a
floor.
Flintstone
it was
modification.
a Flintstone,
Okay.
yeah.
There's quite a few of those up
Yep.
this way.
So I did all that, and then it was missing the trim rings on the wheels, so I had to put, the tires were all destroyed from sitting. I did wheel well trim, new tires, the C stripes I put back on the car because it would have originally had those from what the research I did. I think it had black stripes on it, but this is Calypso Coral, and I actually like this color.
It's nice. It's got a good orange hue to it,
Yeah,
but it's got a bit of red in it as well.
I like it a lot. I think this car looks badass from the back too.
This whole sweeping fastback is just, it's huge. It's
Probably because I'm such a big Mustang fan. I always loved the Torino, you know. Same concept.
So is this one of the earliest Torinos that they made then? Do you know?
I think 68 they started, and this was a 2-year only fastback.
Okay.
So
I've seen these over the years, and you can spot them a half mile away. That fastback takes
Yeah.
up.
I'll tell you on
So much room on it. It's a pretty big car, but at the same time, it's kind of
is.
small.
it is.
It's just something that came out of its era, you know.
And this is the engine is, as far as I know, because it leaks every fluid you can think of, I don't think it's ever been out of the car. But I did a tune-up on it, and I put these kind of correct-ish. My friend Zach gave me those, and I said I know exactly where I'm going to put these. Powered by Ford valve covers, so quick fuel carb, and this thing runs awesome. Like I said, I doubt it's ever been out of this car. The odometer showed 57,000 miles, so it's either 57 or 157.
It's hard to tell. I mean,
Yeah,
the car looks really straight. Everything looks pretty clean. It could be 57. Plus, if you think about it, you have a short driving season around here, and it's a Northeast car.
Well, this car came from Tallahassee.
Sounds great.
You see one Benz, you see like 5
Or 40, like there's a bunch of shells out back. They rot out pretty good,
Yeah,
the bends, but I like them.
Now you might get killed though.
I just hate seeing somebody with a hood stack with one.
I think it's stupid.
Smells like freedom.
What about the environment, Mark?
Well, if you think about it, this car's been around since what year? So this will
69.
outlast everything else. So we saved how much energy
That's true.
shipping it overseas, melting it
It's
down,
gonna
recreating it, shipping it
A
back,
lot of it's made
towing it to the
here,
dealer
too.
with diesel.
The USA is gonna be like Cuba soon.
I'll open it.
So at first we weren't going to talk about the black sheep of the family here, but I guess it's a pretty comfy ride, and for this region of the country, it's incredibly clean.
These don't have rocker panels in Buffalo.
No, they're usually completely smoked. So this is like pretty comfy seats in this.
Yeah, this one's fully loaded. It's got push button 4-wheel.
Well, you just got another GM product that
Yes, I did.
he's gonna put out on his channel. So OBS doesn't have to be Ford, I suppose, right, Mark?
And I'm high tech with. I have it all on my phone.
Fancy.
The magnet flow on it.
Oh, and you already got the plow mount on it. Probably one of the cleanest, oldest short bed plow trucks in the area. Looks good.
Push button 4-wheel. It's got the steering wheel controls, I guess, are kind of rare, and the mirrors are power fold.
Wow.
Did you know that these?
I didn't know that they had these back then. Sounds good. Gentleman's Chariot. I like it. I'd run it.
My usual ride, but I like a good clean truck.
So we've got OBS Headquarters main office here, and we're going to take a look inside. This is where all the ideas come to fruition.
Right. Also, it's extremely rare that the 302.
Hey, you got a feller on the tube up here.
What was that?
Yeah,
And also this pad,
he's got a new show coming out tonight.
once you get on,
Or that is the new one, actually.
This is Mark and Christy's Day Shed.
you know, when it was
A couple of refreshments.
and more of what
Keep everybody warm and cold.
that's
Every
where all
time I
this
pop the TV on, it's already programmed to
cleaning
things
this
I
thing
like.
up a little bit,
Good.
and working our way towards some sort of answer.
You did good in here.
It's all pallet. I stripped like dozens of pallets to make the walls.
If nothing else, we got
The floors are 2x10s and 2x8s.
sure save on that.
Nice.